are very, very important. So please concentrate with me. How do you prove the two lines parallel? Okay, we have five cases to prove the two lines are parallel. The first case, if we have two lines and the transversal perpendicular to both of them, so the two lines will be parallel. Okay, so in the statement we will write the two lines parallel, and why. In the reason part we will write two lines perpendicular to the same lines, so the two lines will be parallel. Okay, to the same line. The second one, two angles are corresponding and in the same time they are congruent, so the two lines will be parallel. Depend on what is the reason for this? Converse of corresponding angles postulate. In the corresponding angle postulate, we said if we have two angles are parallel and we have two angles corresponding, what is the meaning of corresponding angles? Mean they have the same position. For example, this angle up and right, and here also this angle up and right. So if we have two lines are parallel and these angles are corresponding, so they are congruent, means equal in the measurement. Okay, so the converse of this postulate correct also. If we have two angles, they are corresponding and they are congruent, so the two lines will be parallel. Understood? By the same way, we can prove if we have two angles, alternate interior angles, they alternate Z shape. This angle and this angle, alternate interior angles, and they are congruent, so the two lines are parallel. Why? Because of converse of alternate interior angles theorem. Okay, so if we have two angles are alternate interior angles and in the same time they are congruent, so the two lines will be parallel because of the converse of alternate interior angles theorem. Number 4, two angles exterior. Two angles are alternate exterior angles and they are congruent, so the two lines will be parallel by converse of alternate exterior angles theorem. Number 5, if we have two angles and they are same side interior and the same time they are supplementary. Do you remember what is the meaning of supplementary? Means the summation of the two measurement equal 180. So the two lines will be parallel by the converse of the same side interior angles theorem. Okay, so we have 5 reasons to say the two lines are parallel. Okay, but we have just only two to prove we have two lines perpendicular. How do you prove two lines are perpendicular? The first one, two intersecting lines form a linear pair of congruence angles. The two lines will be perpendicular. What is the meaning of this? If we have two lines intersecting, okay, and they form a linear pair and the two angles are congruent, so the two lines will be perpendicular. Two intersecting line form a linear pair of congruent angles, so the two lines will be perpendicular. Understood? The second one, the transversal is perpendicular to one of the two parallel lines. If we have two parallel lines and the transversal perpendicular to one of them, of course it will be perpendicular to the second one. So the line perpendicular to the second one, if we have the transversal perpendicular to one of the two parallel lines. What we call this? We call it perpendicular transversal theorem. Understood? They are very important reasons and statement. So please study them well. Thank you.